Hello everyone, welcome back to the Darts Corner YouTube channel. I'm going to be going through the draw for the PDC World Darts Championship on the My Dart Coach app and the website. So I'm going to leave that in the description if you want to have a go through the bracket yourself, make your own predictions, you can have a go as well. But I'm going to have a go, see how we get on, and we can look back on my predictions during the tournament. Kicking things off, it is the world champion, the number one, Luke Littler, against Darius Lavanauskas. I do think it's a tricky game for Luke Littler in the first game, but I do think he is going to come through. There's not going to be the upset. Littler comes through. Next up, Mario van den Bogarde against David Davies. Going to go with David Davies. I think he's had a brilliant year without a tour card. Joe Cullen, Bradley Brooks. It's a tough one, that. Bradley Brooks, I think, will be the favourite. And remember last year, Joe Cullen was the underdog against West Wyman. He wasn't very happy about it. I'm going to go Joe Cullen on this one. I think he's going to find some form at the right time and get past Bradley, but wouldn't be surprised if that goes the 5 sets. Next game, Mensah Suljovic, David Cameron. I'm going to go with Mensah. I'm going to go with the experience on that one. Damon Heta, Steve Lennon. I'm going to go with the heat. Raymond van Barneveld, Stefan Belmont. I think this is a tricky one for Barney. If he doesn't turn up in form, Belmont could cause the upset. You know what, I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with the Swiss to come through that one. Rob Cross, Cord Decker. Again, it's another one I can see being a banana skin for the seeded players. I'm going to go with Rob Cross though. I think the experience gets him over the line. Ian White, Mervyn King. It's like going back 10 years, that one. I'm going to go Mervyn King. I think he's been playing some better darts this year off the tour. I'm going with the King. Chris Dobie, Zhao Chen Zong. I'm going to go with the 8th seed, Chris Dobie. Andrew Gilding, Cam Crabtree. I'm going to go Cam Crabtree on this one. Sorry, Gilding. Luke Woodhouse, Boris Kirchmar. That's a tough one. I'm going to go with the unseeded player here. I'm going to go with Boris. Martin Lukeman, Max Hopp. It's a tough one. I don't think either are coming into this in the best of form. Let's go Martin Lukeman. He's had some wins on that stage recently. Gerwin Price, Adam Gavlas. Got to go with the Iceman. He's in some great form. Lucas Veinig, Wesley Placier. Tough one. I'm going to go with Placier. I think he should have beaten Peter Wright last year on his debut. I think he's going to get a win here. Ryan Joyce, Owen Bates. Let's go Ryan Joyce. Christoph Ratajski, Alexis Toilo. I'm going to go with Ratajski on this one. Stephen Bunting, Sebastian Białecki. Tough one for the number 4 seed, but I do think he comes through, Bunting. Richard Veenstra, Nitin Kumar. I'm going to go with Veenstra on this one. Dirk van Dijvenbode, Andy Bartons. Tough one, very tough one to call this one. Andy Bartons, a former Lakeside winner. Let's go with Dijvenbode. I'd like to see him have a good run. James Harrell, Stowe Bunce. I'm going to back my boy, Stowe Bunce, to come through that one. Martin Schindler, Stephen Burton. Come through the qualifiers yesterday, Stephen, to get here. But I'm going to go with Schindler, number 13 seed. Keen Barry, Team Pussy. I mean, that's a coin flip, that one, I think, at the minute. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Australian. I'm gonna go with the artist formerly known as the Magnet to come through that one. Ryan Searle, Chris Landman. I'm gonna go with Searle. Brendan Dolan, Tavis Dudney. Tavis had such a great run to get through the qualifiers. I'm gonna go with Brendan though. Johnny Clayton, Adam Lipscomb. I'm gonna go with the Ferret. Dom Taylor, Oscar Lukasiak. I'm gonna go with Dom on this one. Michael Smith, Lisa Ashton. Tough one to call that. I think Lisa on her day can cause Michael some problems, but I think over the best of 5 sets, I think Michael's just going to edge that one. Neil Zonneveld, Harpo Pua. I'm going to go with Zonneveld. Ross Smith, Andreas Harrison. I think this is one of the ties of the first round. I would like to go Andreas Harrison here, but I do fancy Ross Smith to get through a few rounds here. I'm going to go with Ross. Thibaut Tricol, Matomu Sakai. I'm going to go with Thibaut. Dave Chisnell, Fallon Sherrick. What a game that is. I'm going to go Chizzy just. I think it might go 5 sets, that one. Ricardo Pietrexco against Jose de Souza. Final game in the top half of the draw. I'm going to go Ricardo. Luke Humphreys against Ted Evitts. I'm going to go Humphreys. Jeffrey de Graaf, Paul Lim. I'd love to see Paul Lim have a run here. Great to see him back at Ali Pali, 71 years of age. I'm going to go de Graaf though. He had a great run last year. Wessel Nyman, Karol Sedlacek. I'm going to go Wessel. Gabriel Clemens, Alex Spellman. I'm going to side towards Clemens on this one, but wouldn't be surprised to see Spellman come through. Nathan Aspinall, Lawrence Alagan. I'd love to see Alagan have a run, but it's a tough draw for him. I'm going to go Aspinall. Mickey Mansell, Leonard Gates. I'm going to go Gates on this one. Mike De Decker, David Munua. Munua making history, first Kenyan to play at the Worlds, but I think De Decker's going to win that one. Kevin Doots, Matthew Denon. I'm going to go with Kevin Doots. James Wade, Ryusu Asamoto. Wade, he's had a great year. I think he's going to get a win in that one. Ricky Evans, Manlock Lung. This is my tie of the first round. Hopefully it goes all the way. I'm going to go with Manlock Lung on this one to edge it in a 5-setter. Cameron Menzies, Charlie Manby. Neither would have been happy with that draw. I'm going to go with Charlie Manby on this one. I think he's going to knock out the seed. Matt Campbell, Adam Savada. Let's go Savada on that one. Gian Van Veen, Christo Reyes. Got to be Van Veen, winning a major this year. Alan Suter, Temo Hayu. I'm going to go Suits, but I think it's going to go 4 or 5 sets, that one. Dimitri Vandenberg, Darren Beveridge. I'm going to go Vandenberg, but I'm not confident on that one. Madas Rasma, Jemai Vanden Herrick. I'm going to go with Jemai on this one, cause the upset. Michael Van Gerwen against Mitsuhiko Tatsunami. Apologies if I've got that wrong. I'm going to go Van Gerwen. Willie O'Connor, Christoph Kachuk. I'm going O'Connor. Peter Wright, the greatest of all time, some might say, against Noah Lynn van Leuven. I've got to go with the GOAT, Peter Wright. Kim Hybrex, Arno Merck. Tough one, that. Really tough one. Let's go Arno Merck, cause the upset. Gary Anderson, Adam Hunt. Got to go with the Flying Scotsman. Connor Scott, Simon Whitlock. I think that's going to be a really good game. I'm going to go Connor Scott 3-2 for that one. Jermaine Watamina, Dominic Grulich. It's got to be Watamina after the semi-finals at the Players' Championship finals at the weekend. Scott Williams, Paolo Nebreda. Paolo, he had some good wins last year. Let's go Scott but I don't think he's going to have things all his own way there. Danny Noppert, Urian van der Velde. I'm going to go Noppert, it's got to be. He's had such a great year. Nick Kenny, Justin Hood. Again, I think it's one of them ties that both players will fancy it. I'm going to go Nick Kenny because he's got the experience of Ali Pally. Rich Edhouse, Johnny Tata. Edhouse, feel like he does need a run. Johnny Tata, I think it's his debut. Don't think he's played here before. Let's go Tata to cause the upset. Ryan Meikle, Jesus Salate. Salate, the first Argentinian to play at the Worlds. I think Meikle, his experience, he's played a lot of games on that stage. Let's go Meikle. Josh Rock, Gemma Hayter. I feel bad for Gemma because that's such a tough draw. Josh is probably one of the outsiders for this tournament after the two Lukes. Got to be Josh. Nico Springer, Joe Comito. Nico, one of the standout players this year of the new tour card holders. Got to be Nico. Daryl Gurney, Bo Greaves. I'm going to go Bo Greaves on this one. I think great to see her back at Ali Pally. I think she's going to go on a run here. Bo Greaves. Callan Rids, Patrick Kovacs. I'm going to go Callan. Right, second round, last 64. Littler Davies. Littler. Cullen Sulovic. I'm going to go Cullen. Heta Belmont. I'm going to go with Heta. Rob Cross, Mervyn King. Let's go with Rob Cross. Chris Dobie, Cam Crabtree. Repeat of the Players' Championship finals at the weekend. Going to go with Dobie. Boris Kirchmar, Martin Lukeman. I'm going to go with Kirchmar. Gerwin Price, Wesley Placia. I'm going to go with Price. Ryan Joyce, Christoph Ratajski. Going to go with Ratajski just. Stephen Bunting, Richard Veenstra. Going to go with the bullet on that one, the number 4 seed. Dirk van Duivenbode, Stowe Bunts. Duivenbode. Martin Schindler, Tim Pusey. Going to go with Schindler. Ryan Searle, Brendan Dolan. You know what? I'm going to go with Dolan on this one. Seed going out there. Johnny Clayton, Dom Taylor. I think if Dom Taylor wins his first round, he'll be up for it. So I'm going to go Taylor for that one. Michael Smith, Neil Zonneveld. Going to go with Smith. Going to go with Smith again against Tricol. Chisnell, Pietrexco. I'm going to go with Pietrexco there. Right, bottom half. Luke Humphreys, Jeffrey de Graaf. I'm going Humphreys. Wessel. Yep, I think he's going to beat Clemens. Aspinall's going to beat Gates. Doots is going to beat De Decker. Oh, that's a good one. Wade Lockleung. Going to go Wade. Charlie Manby, Adam Savada. Let's go Manby. Xian Van Veen, Alan Suter. Gonna go with Van Veen. Gonna go with Vandenberg against Van den Herk in that one. Van Gerwen. Gotta be the GOAT, Peter Wright. Gary Anderson, Connor Scott, that would be a good one. Oh, I think it's gonna be Anderson, just 5-setter. Jermaine Watermina, Scott Williams. It's gonna be Watermina for me. Danny Noppert to beat Nick Kenny. Ryan Meikle to beat Johnny Tartar. Josh Rock to beat Nico Springer. Oh, Bo Greaves, Callum Ridge, that would be a good one if it happens. Gonna go Bo Greaves to make the last 32. Right, last 32. Littler Cullen. I think it's gonna be Littler. He's gonna come through that, keep the run going. Damon Hetta, Rob Cross. Both will really be up for that one. Great opportunity. Gonna go with Cross. Dobie Kirchmar, Dobie. Gerwin Price, Christoph Ratajski. Gonna go with the Iceman. Stephen Bunting, Dirk van Dijvenbode. Now I said I want Dirk to go on a run, so I'm gonna go with Dirk. Martin Schindler, Brendan Dolan. I'm gonna go with Schindler. Dom Taylor, Michael Smith. I'm gonna go with Taylor. Make the last 16. We're not seeing him in the last 16 for a while, Taylor. Ross Smith, Ricardo Pietrexco. Ross Smith. Humphreys, Nyman. Oh, that'd be a good one. Gonna go with Humphreys. Aspinall, Doots. Gonna go with Aspinall. Wade to beat Manby. Van Veen to beat Dimitri Vandenberg. Oh, Van Gerwen, right. Well, I've got to go Van Gerwen. Sorry, Peter, if you're watching. Gary Anderson, Jermaine Watermina. They've had a great game at Ali Pali a few years ago. Gonna go with Watermina there. Danny Noppert to beat Ryan Meikle. And Josh Rock, Bo Greaves. Oh. Josh Rock. Right, last 16. Luke Littler, Rob Cross. Going with Littler. The run continues. Chris Dobie, Gerwin Price, repeat of the quarters from last year. Dobie won it last year, Price wins it this year. Dirk van Dijvenbode, Martin Schindler. I'm going with the Ober Genius. Dom Taylor, Ross Smith for a place in the quarterfinals. I'm going Ross Smith. Luke Humphreys, Aspinall, last 16 game. Humphreys. Wade Van Veen, oh, another good one. Gonna go with Wade. Van Gerwen, Watermina. Gonna go with Van Gerwen. Danny Noppert, Josh Rock. Danny Noppert. Quarterfinals, Josh Rock, Gerwin Price. Oh, best of 9 sets. It really does favour Luke. But I'm going to be different. Gerwin Price knocks out Luke Littler. Dirk van Dijvenbode, Ross Smith. Repeat of 2 epic games they've had. Dijvenbode has won the last 2. He's going to win this one. He's in the semis. Luke Humphreys, James Wade. Going to be Humphreys, just. Van Gerwen, Noppert. Going to go with Van Gerwen. Right, semi-finals. Gerwin Price, Dirk van Dijvenbode. If you got this at home, well done. I'm going to go Gerwin Price. And then Luke Humphreys, Michael Van Gerwen. I think this would be the first time they've played at Ali Pali. I'm going to go with Luke Humphreys. So, the final. Gerwin Price, Luke Humphreys. Who is going to be the world champion on the 3rd of January? It's going to be Luke Humphreys. Those are my predictions. Going to leave the link in the description. Have a go. Let us know who you've got getting to the final. Any surprises. And yeah, good luck if you're having your predictions as well.